we can talk about it.
Okay, I'll give you a picture. Right, I want you to treat me as a pupil at the train stage. I've got a test coming up in 5 weeks' time. Now, my instructor, who's covered the reverse around the corner, the turn in the road with me, we've even covered the emergency stop. We've covered everything. But then he had to go away to a funeral, and he's not going to be here for my test.
Okay.
Because it's abroad. We never got a chance to practice at Parnell Park, yeah?
Yep.
So we had planned to do it, so that's why I asked you to come in today. He has got exactly the same car as you, so I'm familiar with the controls. Yeah. I've never done it, but I've sat beside my wife. I've sat beside my brother and my sister, and I've watched them do it loads of times.
Okay.
Loads of times.
So you know what the basics are of where you've got to be going?
Yeah, I've watched them, and I really think I might be able to do it.
Okay. So would you like to have a go of doing it yourself? And I'll prompt you if needed?
Yeah, I reckon I could probably have a go. Even though I've never done it, I've watched them loads of times, and there's certain bits I can link it to, isn't there?
Yeah, when you are doing your other manoeuvres, like you're turning the road, reverse around a corner to the left or right, how are you...
And me bay park.
And your bay park. How are you controlling the speed?
Oh, I'm using the coordination of those pedals.
Okay, so they're sort of getting the biting point and...
Yeah.
And just using it like that. Okay,
and I've watched them do it, and they use exactly the same system. And I've got a feeling I could probably do it.
Okay, good. Well, look, we'll give it a go then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so it might take me out roll. It might take me a bit of time to find somewhere to do it. I need to find a car parked on the road. I think I've spotted one. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll have to bear with me on that one, yeah?
Yep, no problem.
Yep. So
You don't need this then.
it's what level am I at?
Trained.
Yeah, just out of roll. I'm not saying you won't need it. Keep it down on the floor, yeah?
Okay.
But what makes you think, even though I've never done it before, that you won't need it?
Because you've done all the steering whilst reversing.
What have I told you in the word picture?
That you've done all the other manoeuvres and that you know
And what else have I told you?
that you've know what's basically required.
How do I know it?
Because you've witnessed it.
Yeah. My wife, my brother, my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it, yeah?
And you've got the general skills of controlling the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I haven't moved anything. So I'm already set up. Just to save time, we'll dispense with that, yeah?
Yep.
So should I drive on?
Yeah, when you're ready and it's safe to do so.
At the end of the road, if you ask me to turn left.
Okay, at the end of the road, if we can turn left. Good observations there when you moved off.
And turning left.
And we're going to be turning left. So when you do your reversing manoeuvres, like you're reversing around left or right corners, turning left here, where is it important to look a lot of the time when you're doing those?
Everywhere.
Okay, what about when you're actually particularly travelling backwards?
Oh, behind and...
Yeah. Why is that important?
Well, my instructor says effective observations.
Yeah, it is effective observations. We need to make sure that we do focus through the back as well, because what could happen if we're looking forwards or doing our observations all around blind spots, but we don't actually physically look through the middle.
And turning left.
And we're going to turn left.
Well, he said just keep looking around all the time. He said you're looking for things like pedestrians and...
Anybody behind you?
Yeah.
Because children are obviously unpredictable. They could run behind the car, so we need to make sure we get that observation through the middle of the car.
It's up to you whether you get me to when we reach the area.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you whether you get me to pull up, park out to the car.
Mm-hmm.
But I would advise you to stop me beforehand, yeah?
Okay.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left. It's a good left-hand turn there.
I think. Yeah, it's nice to get a bit of praise. Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It does.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to be turning left.
Take the next road on the left, please.
And we're going to take the next road on the left.
So you get me to pull up before that black car on the left, please.
Okay, if you can just pull up on the left, just before this black BMW. Okay, so Tony, would you like me to show you the picture of the manoeuvre, or do you want to have a go without it to start off with?
I've watched it so many times. Do you reckon I might be able to do it on my own?
Try it. Doesn't matter if we get it wrong.
So I'm using the same skills from the other manoeuvres, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mhm.
I'm just going to wait for these children to move out.
Yeah. Good idea.
So you want me to do what?
I want you to pull up next to the car
Yep.
and then begin to do the manoeuvre so that you're a car and a half, within a car and a half's gap.
Children, oh God. I worry about children.
They are unpredictable, especially with a football like that. Okay, you've just put a lot of steering on there when we've stopped. Why did you do that then?
I didn't know I did.
Okay, you've just turned the steering wheel lots towards me.
Yeah.
It's important that you keep that steering wheel straight, because now if we start to move off, we're probably going to go into that car straight
I mean, I
away.
can't do it now.
No, you can. You just need to straighten the steering. So if you just pull forwards a touch and take that
Oh,
off.
right, yeah.
Okay, so
Oh.
you've now got the steering straight. So when
Oh.
you start to move off, we're going to start moving in a straight line. Okay, so what do you think we need to do before we actually finally move off?
Look.
Okay, where do you need to look, do you think?
Everywhere.
Where would you normally look when you're doing a reverse round corner?
Oh, it'll go around me
Good,
and behind me.
good. And what are you looking for?
Any vehicles or pedestrians.
Okay, good.
Oh, I'm going to turn in now.
Yep. Okay, you need to look over that right shoulder as well, Tony,
Why is that?
because there could be pedestrians coming out of a house. If there's a house there, the front of the car's going to swing out.
I was already swung out. Is it too late now?
No, you still need to be looking the whole time we're doing this.
All right. Should I look before I swing out?
Yeah,
All right.
sorry, that was my fault. And again, over the right, good. Straightening up that steering, lovely. And looking over the right shoulder as well. And what we're looking for over that right shoulder as well.
Anything. I found that quite easy. I can line myself up with that black car in front, can't I?
You can. Use it as a reference to...
Yeah, so what I've done was I used my reference point that I used for reversing around the corner.
Straight line one.
But I know my sister said you need to finish up a bit closer to the curb. So,
Yeah.
so I kind of moved that reference point a bit. But by using that car in front, does that help?
It does, because you line yourself up As long as he's parked right next to the curb where you would
Yeah.
like to end up. If he was parked out halfway in the middle of the road, that's where you're. If you use that as a reference point, that's where you're going to end up.
Oh, right.
So as long as he's parked a correct distance from the curb, then yeah, it's a brilliant way to use him as a guide.
Can I try again?
Go for it.
Oh, right.
So this time, when we move forwards, what are you
Yeah.
going to do with the steering?
Well, I'm going to turn it so I missed the black car.
Okay, but then when you stop, how do we need the car to be? How do we need
Oh,
the steering
straight.
to be
Sorry, yeah,
straight?
straight, yeah.
And why is that important that we need to be, that steering to be straight?
If I move off with it turned, I'm going to go in the direction,
Yeah.
and I could either go into the black car too early or the other side of the road, couldn't I?
Yeah. Okay, so when you're ready and it's safe.
Straight.
Brilliant. Perfect.
Do I need to use my handbrake?
Don't really.
All right.
If we were on a hill, you would.
All right, yeah.
So where are you going to start looking?
Oh, yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody there. Nobody there. Nobody there. So my sister said if I reverse back until the rear end or the front end of that car is in the corner of that backside window, I then start steering.
Yeah.
So I steer now,
So
yeah?
where do you need to remember to look before the front end of the car comes round?
Oh, the front's going to come in, isn't it?
The front's going to come out.
Oh, I've got to look all around me, yeah, it's going to pop out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do a full steer. I have to keep looking.
You need to keep looking over that right shoulder as well. Must remember that right shoulder. There could be kids on over there on that.
Oh, effective observations, isn't
Yeah,
it?
effective observations all the way around like you do on all your manoeuvres.
When the door mirror lines up with that door mirror, do a full turn to the right.
Good. Good observations.
And then, as I see the car dropping in, I can just glance at that car in front and just take my steering off so I'm lined up with it.
Yeah. And where else do you need to look as well?
Not all of it. How was that? Was that good or bad?
Lovely. That's perfect. Really good. You just need to remember to keep the steering straight that time, which was brilliant. And why did we need to make sure that steering was straight?
When?
When we first
Oh, yeah.
started, when we stopped.
Yeah, because I'd wander into the car, wouldn't I?
Yeah. So you've managed to get that sorted. You're doing effective observations apart from that final right one, which you really need to make sure you do all your observations all the way around the car. You've got your steering right. We've ended up in the right place, right distance. So how about trying it once more? And I won't say anything this time, but I need you to remember to look over that right shoulder.
Oh.
Would you like that?
You mean effective observation?
Yeah.
Effective observations. This BMW is very popular, isn't it?
They are.
Keep checking, you said, isn't
Good,
it?
yeah.
Effective.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my reference point.
Good.
I've got a bit of gravity here. I can remember I can use the foot brake, couldn't I? But I mustn't fight it against the clutch, must I?
No.
I'm going to wait here just in case
Yeah.
I get
Good.
it wrong and mount the curb, yeah?
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, they're running. They must have seen me doing this before. I've never done it before, though. There's probably another one of my instructor's pupils that done it and didn't do a very good job on it.
I got a bit scared.
Yeah. Line myself up with that black car in front.
Mm-hmm.
Keep looking around me. I'll get straight through this line, straight in. I reckon I'm in there nicely.
I think that was top job. Remember your observations that time, you kept the steering straight, We're in the right place. You used that car as a reference point. You were good when you saw the pedestrians come in. Good job.
Right, so we're gonna start making our way back now.
Okay.
So what are you going to talk about in the way back?
I can't remember.
Well, the manoeuvre is finished now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Talk about anything you like.
Alright.
Just don't ask your examiner what it's like being an examiner, yeah?
Yeah. He's not an examiner, he's a pupil.
Exactly. Give me praise.
I was going to praise your driving on the way back.
I'm talking to you about my driving test.
So where have you got your driving test then, Tony?
Sorry?
Where are you taking your driving test?
Luton
Are you?
and turning right.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about that Parnell Park, but when I watch people do it, I thought I could do this.
You did really, really well with it. It shows that you've obviously learned a lot from of how to control the car and with your previous manoeuvres. But just a question on that, what do you think, we're going to turn right now, if you were doing that and you decided that you'd come in too sharp and you were going to hit the curb, or you were too wide,
yeah, my sister's on there.
what would you think the best course of action to be would?
Well, what she done was pull forward, steered left a bit.
Okay, good. That's what you need to do, rather than I see a lot of pupils that want to start the whole thing again. You don't need to. You've got enough car control to be able to sort that on the move.
Yeah, I don't want to go up on the curb, though, do I?
No, definitely don't.
Yeah,
So-
because my instructor's very fussy about his alloys.
Yeah, I bet. I am too. So have you got a car?
Sorry?
Have you got a car already?
No, I'll buy a little W Reg Corsa if I can find one for about £300.
Yeah.
And then about £2,500 to insure it.
Yeah.
And turning left.
And we're going to turn left.
It'd be cheap, just have a driving lesson every time I want to go somewhere, wouldn't it?
It probably would be.
I might think about doing that, actually. It's a good idea. Just ring you or my instructor up, couldn't I?
But once you start getting insurance, then you start getting your no claims bonus years, and as you get older it will go down. So the sooner you get an insurance policy, the better, really. I know it's tough at the beginning.
Yeah, I might get one of them black boxes fitted.
Yeah. Go to that insurance company, Drive Like a Girl, and they put a little box in your car. Personally, I don't think there really should be a company called that, because I think it's discrimination, but
Yeah, it is, yeah.
believe it or not, there is one. So when are you going to book in for your lesson with me on the racetrack then?
Sorry?
So when are you going to book in with your lesson with me for the racetrack? You want to go on the racetrack now?
On the racetrack?
Yeah.
I think I'll wait and pass my driving test.
You need to have your driving licence, but you've only got 5 weeks, so go out. Where would you like to go? Brands Hatch?
I don't mind.
Take your new car when you get it.
On my W Reg Corsa?
Yeah.
Are they fast?
Depends which engine you get.
Sorry?
Depends which engine one you get. Depends who's driven it before you buy it.
Yeah, my wife's got a nice car.
What's she got?
She's got a Fiesta RS Turbo. ST Turbo.
Ah,
But she wanted me driving.
she might do soon.
No, she won't.
Is it a pride and joy then?
Won't let me anywhere near it.
I've got one of those.
Can I drive yours?
No.
It's a bit like my wife. Left at the lights.
And we're going to turn left at the lights.
instructor's got an easy job, hasn't he?
Yeah, right.
Sit down all day.
Yeah, but think, my brain has to be thinking well advanced of what your brain is. So that if you, for whatever reason, need me to react before you see something, so although it's not a physical job, it's very mentally draining.
Is it?
Especially with certain pupils.
Oh, well, I'm not
No names mentioned.
I think my driving was quite good today, though, wasn't it?
It was very good. I was very impressed with your parallel park.
What about the rest of my driving?
Oh, 5 minutes of it. Yeah, no, it's very good. I can see why your instructor's letting you go to test in his car. I would let you go to test in my car,
No.
but I wouldn't let you drive my ST.
No.
Can I have a go of your Corsa when you get it?
No.
Why not?
I'm not going to even let my wife drive it. I'm turning right.
What colour are you going to try and get?
I agree.
Is that what green means for if you've ever a green car?
Right.
Means a lot of this superstition that a green car is unlucky and aggressive drivers.
I'm not superstitious. I buy a lottery ticket every week and I never win, so it makes a lot of rubbish. And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left.
And turning right.
And we're going to turn right. I don't know why that lady was walking down the road.
Right?
That lady was walking down the road. She had a perfectly good pathway.
Could be a postman around here, couldn't it?
Good.
Check what there is.
Good anticipation, Tony.
Right across the road there. So I
And
see
there's-
that
yeah.
car coming out there.
Good.
And turning left.
And we're going to turn left. Traffic warden there, so make sure you don't stop too long on these any of these junctions.
And turning right.
And we're going to turn right.
I've never had a parking ticket.
Well, I know of someone who's parked pulling out of one of those turn-ins. Not parked, stopped, talking to a pupil. And the traffic warden tried to give them a ticket. Or gave them a ticket.
Oh, that was a trainer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was my trainer.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought he was a driving instructor trainer.
Is it?